YouTubers. If you haven't been living under a rock for the past 20 years, or live in Wyoming, then you probably know what they are. Like Mr. Beast, the Japanese Forest, or the guys whose ego is bigger than his forehead. You know, selling your soul to Satan himself for fame and lose all soul to sell shitty toys and drinks, rather than plastic toys or stuffed animals. But before the Mr. Beast pandemic and the weird indie shows getting onto streaming platforms, well, I guess we kinda had that too back in the day, but most people want to forget about it. I'll talk about you someday, Orange. And yes, this is a fun fact, one of the first animated YouTube shows to get picked up on a network. Now, when I was younger, I had complete unrestricted internet access. And I've settled upon a lot of things I probably shouldn't have, like Cabin Tree Friends, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, Salad Fingers, and a lot more. I really shouldn't have been watching that shit at that age, but But I did start watching people that went on to shape my childhood, and many others. And let's talk about them today in this episode of Ripping Off Chaz and Pim.
We found obsidian in like a day,
cause we're so
freaking good at surviving in this game.
But then we
build a portal, the noises, they aren't cool.
Dr. Trayaurus, what are you doing? Well, I told you not to be homophobic today! Dr. Trayaurus, what are you doing? No, we can't burn the gays!
Oh, where do I begin with this guy? I was a massive Dantdm fan. Like, I own the Tube Heroes plush, I can name all the characters from his misadventures by name. So let's start off with the basics and the history of Mr. TDM. So his first channel was Chemical Dork in 2006, where he made these shorts and stop motion animations like South Park and some claymations too. He also recorded this experience at a My Chemical Romance concert. He also might have had a band. Now let's get to our first Let's Play he's famous for, Guitar Hero 3. Yeah, this is his first ever Let's Play. But he left that channel for Pokedan level 45, which is, well, what do you expect to happen? I guess it's the first experience of the font he always uses. You know, I bet if he decided to do Pokemon opening cards 10 years later, he would have gotten 100 if not millions now. He also had his first Let's Play, which you can take a guess what it was. Now get to Safari 3. No, it's Pokemon. You triangle. He also made an announcement saying he made a second channel called, I don't know, maybe you've heard about it, called The Diamond Minecart. Now, he made little videos, like, he had this Pokemon mod. He just did things. He also won a contest with who can make the best trailer for the Minecraft version. His first mod showcase was about shelves. 13 years later, they've been added in the game.
Stuff. Come on. See, look, it falls apart as well. Obviously, he doesn't have blood because creepers have no soul. So.
He also had this panda skin. Hope there's no lions around. Now, later he got replaced by this skin. Even though the goggles are there, he removed them for the thumbnails and put them back on. There was a few more things, nothing worthy, other than he made those song parodies, which, you know, I feel like there's two better versions of these mods now. He also started this series where he would recreate films in 30 seconds. He also had this series where he built skins of YouTubers. He got the wife beater and the guy who sold his channel. He also had the Diamond Dimensions series started around this point. Now, this video right here is the first appearance of the one and only. Drumroll, please. Dr. Trayaurus. We'll get to him later. Now, he wouldn't collab with people like Thanks Noodles and Thanks Sia and also Atlanticraft, who also made the fucking Plants vs. Zombies Mafia series, I remember. There was also this appearance of the lab. Now let's get to the part where we're all expecting. Now let me explain all of the characters to you. You got Dantdm, the lab assistant. Dr. Trey, who owned the lab. Grim, Dan's dead dog, who came back. And Denton, who is Dr. Trey's evil twin brother. There was also his mom, who was like a witch. And I think there's one more. Oh yeah, the pig, or... I forget what the pig was named. I honestly forget. Oh, and Craig the Mailman. This is absolute hood classics. It gave us so much classics like Dantdm Blackface, Dr. Trey making Superneth, Death Note, Freddy Fazbear, the two FNAF ones that scared me, the Vacation series, the Herobrine one that also used to scare me. But unfortunately, it ended after 74 episodes of the custom mod adventure. They moved into a new lab after the Christmas countdown. And I think there was like a character during the Christmas countdown who was like named Buddy the Elf. I think. Yeah. They moved into this new bigger lab and introduced Mailbot. Now there's not really much to say about it other than they left the pig at the old lab like the dog from Futurama. If it takes forever, I will wait for you. For 1,000 summers, I will wait for you. Now after that, there was an episode where Dr. Trey becomes a rapper. Here's this leaked image. He also had this book. I don't know where mine is. I used to have it. Same goes with my Tube Hero plush of him. Also, Dantdm had an app, which was just a YouTube ripoff, but the only thing you could watch was him. And he was also in Tube Hero Racing and all that jizz. He was also a Skylander as the Abomination, that TV series. And in the Wreck-It Ralph sequel. Oh, but only in the UK version. Oh, he also had a second channel. Or should I say the fourth, where he vlogged. Now, on his main channel, let's go back to 2013 and talk more about the Diamond Dimensions. In another series. So in episode 5 of the Diamond Dimensions, he finds a chest. And in that chest, he finds a book that's from someone called The Watcher. I want to bring up, he also had a 360 series, specifically in the 83rd episode, Grimm's Flag. Now, people said that when the video was first uploaded, there was a glitch version that sounded like the glitches heard in FNAF. After an hour, Dantdm deleted that video and re-uploaded it with fixed audio. Now, out of the 20 minutes, only 5 minutes remain because some random kid decided to record it and react to it.
Let's hit double team a bit. Guys, if you can't hear it, that's gonna be weird, because I can hear it fine.
You might be asking, what does that have to do with The Watcher? Absolutely nothing. I just wanted to bring this up so I could put Lost Media in the tags. But while we're on track, I think we should talk about it a bit more. So the whole Watcher thing was actually just a mod that was a monster that leaves cryptic notes, and it was a boss in the Nether. But a couple years later, Dan decided to bring back the Watcher story arc and continue it in the lab. So there was going to be a crossover between the main Dr. Treyor's Lab series and the Diamond Dimension series. And this is how it ended.
A sandwich. Come on, buddy. We got nothing to worry.
So, when's the next episode? He abandoned the series for Fortnite. Dantdm betrayed us! I was so pissed. It made me rip off my Dantdm poster off the wall, beat the living shit out of my Tube Hero plush, and cry over his one and only book, remembering the good times. This made me develop a full-on am type of hatred for Fortnite. I also always wanted to have him arrest him now because he was like cringe during that point or some shit. Now, like a year later, after he brought back as an animated show which only lasted 2 episodes and had the character Danny Darko, who never appeared in the channel, I don't think. No, he did appear. He was with a Markiplier and Jacksepticeye one in their evil alter ego Yowie video. This series was also abandoned after 2 episodes, after teasing what Craig would have looked like. Why? Well, animation is hard. Now, I stopped watching him around this point because I thought he was unk and wanted to watch MJ Station drink the gay potion and some shit. I don't know. Now, in 2020, when the world flipped to a switch to off, I came back to him and others too. And now I similarly watch him sometimes, but now he has kids. Also, I can't believe I forgot to mention he got married in 2013, and he doesn't really upload anymore. Also forgot to mention the pugs he had, which is so weird because his whole branding was with his pugs. Unfortunately, I think most of them have passed away, or at least 2 of them have. Fly high. Now he's kind of brought the mod series back, but wait, no, never mind. He hasn't uploaded in a year. Dantdm betrayed us! Okay, but in all seriousness, this guy seems like a genuine great person and someone to follow. Hell, Let's not forget the whole one-sided beef with the gayest guy, also known as KSI. And Dantdm was just like Mr. Incredible out there. Now, as most of you know, there's been a crude parodies floating around for years now. Dr. Trey, you can't ban the gays. I remember seeing that and thinking it was real, saying this to my IRL friend, and we even wrote a song. Let's not take a listen to it because it's incredibly offensive because we were in middle school at the time. Also, at one point I wanted to name the channel the Diamond Mind Shark. Yeah, there's really nothing more to add. But there's something I always wanted to see Dantdm do, but I don't think he ever did that. And that's collaborate with Stampy. Wait, Stampy! Oh, let's talk about him now!
Because he drew this wonderful picture of my boobies.
Now, to be completely honest, I don't remember watching that much of Stampy. Oddly enough, I don't think I really watched him that much, so I'll probably keep this, like, brief. Also, this is when it's gonna get a bit more, warning, disturbing, I guess, because we're gonna be talking about, Lee Bear, but I think you all already knew that. So, Stampy made videos about his lovely world, which was a roleplay thing where he played Minecraft with his friends and viewers. One of them became the main antagonist, and the other two were outed for being predators. Now let's talk about the characters. There was Stampy, his dogs, hit the target, the main antagonist, who was apparently 10 at the time. Yeah, could you imagine just being an asshole to some random guy in Minecraft, next thing you know, you're the whole main antagonist of some generation? And his helpers like Squishy, William the Beaver, Lee, Ballistic Squid, Lion Maker, and Viva Dash. And a lot more, but I feel like those are the more important ones. And like I said, I didn't really watch that much of Stampy's Lovely World. Instead, I watched him play Broken Ages. I literally cannot remember anything about the game other you play as two characters, a boy and a girl. And one lives in the future and the other one lives in the past, I think. Oddly, I think they're interconnected in some way with each other. Let me see, 1 second. Oh no, they take place at the same time, I'm stupid. Now, Stampy got really popular and shit and made videos with Jack Black.
Throw of sandstone
Hey,
around the side
Stampy!
here, and then
How's it going, cat?
Hey, Jack!
In a web series with Disney, and it was in Minecraft story mode. Same goes with Dantdm, but I forgot to mention that. Now, unfortunately, Stampy got into some drama with one of his co-stars. L for Lee was out for apparently liking kids. Now, for a while, it was believed by some Stampy fans that he was innocent, but later, Stampy's ex-partner Squishy came out and said that he folded and admitted to everything after being confronted, and Stampy responded with 3 orange hearts. After that comment, Lee decided to delete his channel like a coward. Maybe it was for a better. Also, he later mocked the two. I'm not too sure. I couldn't really find a source on that. Also, let's talk about Squishy, someone who I watched more of. More specifically, their Slime Rancher Let's Play. I think they had rubber ducks everywhere. I can't remember. That's really all I remember for their content. And I think they deleted most of their videos, actually. Now, Squishy and Stampy were married together in 2019, but they separated in 2025. But don't worry, they don't hate each other. Rather, they're on good terms. Good for them. Now, Stampy's working with the company behind the Minecraft console versions, so good luck for him. Now, I think that's really it. I really want to say about Stampy, since I really only remember watching these by him. I was more of a Little Clubs guy. Also, if I had a nickel for everyone who was outed for playing with Stampy, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but still weird as fuck. Also, fun fact, Stampy's skin isn't a cat character. It's from a game called Dust, an Alested Tale, or Alestian Tale. And it's a character named Gidget. Yeah. Oh, look at this little cat-like thing. Wait, little? Little Club. Oh, let's talk about them now.
Getting clean, bath time is such fun. Getting clean, bath time is such fun. Getting clean, nice and clean.
So, the Little Club. Alright, so this is a bit of a rabbit hole of itself. Speaking of rabbit holes, whatever happened to that video? I know it's been in development since 2023. It's the video after this one, you stupid sunflower. Oh. Yeah, walk away. This unneeded cameo. I'm gonna be in this video later, you dumbass. Go fuck yourself. Oh. This was a group of people, but I'm just gonna talk about the people who I remember, so sorry for all you Baby Duck fans. So let's get to the start. It started out with these 2 twins named Tiny Turtle and Little Lizard. Tiny Turtle is the Ninja Turtle, and Little Lizard is the Steve in a lizard suit. No shite. Now, they are really into dragons. Not in a weird sense, but... yeah, I bring this up because this is going to be important later. But right now, just put that in the back of your mind. Now, I mostly remember these two for their school series. Also, I should probably mention that it's going to be hard trying to find any footage or information about them since most of their old videos like over a decade old, and since it was a group, it was like a whole bunch of people making these videos. And if we ever get to the point where I make my Homestuck video, we're going to learn stuff from the late 2000s and early 2010s, or like ancient Egypt and Victorian times, both getting lost in the sands of time because Europeans were eating mummies. But the Europeans are deleted servers and web rot, and the mummies are the things hosted on the servers. Okay, in the school series, Tiny Turtle was the teacher and Little Lizard was the student, with other characters like Minions, the Hulk, and Herobrine, and one kid with an afro. You know, you're probably already seeing it right now, and they would go to different places like Dantdm's custom mod adventure things, but yeah. Also, I should probably add that the map they're using for the school, I kid you not, is based off of a real random high school. So imagine your high school being known for being a part of a Minecraft roleplay series, then have anyone of fame go to it. Now, sometimes, after they started, they introduced a new character named Little Kelly. Now, this character was a princess. Now, when she originally appeared, she was voiceless, like the others. Yet over time, she got a voice actress, and gave her own spin-off channel. They also did with some Minecraft Avengers too. I don't know, because I think that's like got deleted or something, or became Steve and Sharky. Other characters who would appear in the videos, but I don't really remember much about them. So Little Kelly, I remember watching her videos too, and I've seen people compare her to Athmau before Athmau. Yeah. She also had a twin sister named Little Carly, and they also had another character named Little Donnie. I had no idea, and I forgot to put him in the script. I can't really remember much about him other than I think he was either a brother or a partner to one of those two. I'm not too sure. The more I say little in this video, the more I feel like I'm going to be put on some sort of list. They also both had a dog named Donut. And Donut had a puppy named Max. I remember that. I don't ever know if they said who the mother was or how Donut became a normal looking Minecraft character. I don't know. Maybe they did, but I just can't remember it right now. I should probably tell you about the character they added later called the Storyteller. His name was like Alfie or Alfred or something. And he had to read little stories to prevent his wife from dying. Because the cure for the illness for his wife was in the pages of some of the Little Club's adventures. I mean, I guess his wife's now dead since they stopped uploading years ago. Now, to be completely honest, these are probably the earliest examples of Minecraft content mills or farms, one of those two. Because, well, whenever something got popular, they would start milking it. Like the .exe craze came out across, and they started making SpongeBob.exe. They started making Little Kelly exe. I think that character was later renamed to just Evil Little Kelly and got her own channel. And other stuff. I remember there's like this cat character, and this angel one too, which I think I'm confusing with Little Kelly's kid. I think I am. I also always wanted to know what mods they used, because they looked amazing. If I had to guess, they probably just found some random ones and put it all together. This was apparently huge, even though barely anyone wanted to ever admit to watching it, because, well, they look like content farms. But they had Little Lizard and Tiny Turtle and Little Kelly were big enough to be featured on a Disney XD show called The Pixelaries, with other YouTubers like iBallistic Squid and that one mermaid who worked with Stampy I completely forgot to mention. This is probably the only time anyone will ever mention that show. I just remembered. And I remember when Boss Baby came out, they like made videos with him as the principal of the school, and started hiring people like Freddy Fazbear and Hello Neighbor. And I also remember when Who's Your Daddy was popular. They started milking the shit out of that to the point where it bled blood. Which is weird, but because these guys are like in their 20s, but hey, it's not like Mango Tango. They never had boobs to Peanuts characters. I also remember there like episodes about them being babies, like prequel ones. Like, there was one about Little Kelly and Little Carly getting chicken pox. That actually wasn't a prequel. That was like when they were adults and turning into fucking chickens. Baby's First Body Horror. This probably went on to inspire that one Tusk movie. And another one that has the school on the lockdown because of fucking tornado, and they have to survive 5 Nights at Freddy's because of it. It was also another one, I think they were like spending 5 nights at FNAF's Island or something. Hopefully that gets turned into a real fan-made game. Oh, it has. Oh, what do you think I was going to reference? Another infamous FNAF fan game that was put on the news? Get mature. How mature of you. Also, I want to talk about these 3 weird 3D models they would use in their thumbnails. Or like, I don't know, something about their mouths always put me off. Like whenever I look at the 3D Minecraft animations, I just that their mouths look so weird. Now, they also had a studio building called the Little Club, but unfortunately, they had to move because of lack of viewership, I think. Which, in my mind, is basically just the death of the channels. I mean, I'd much rather have my kids watching those videos rather than any weird AI videos. Plus, you gotta remember, most of the members quit. Like, Little Carly had a kid, so she stopped in 2019. Some other guy who was like a monkey on the show left. One of the other people who like played a cat character became a fucking news reporter and deleted everything on the channel. And the last remaining people are Little Kelly, who is still around. Also, she's married to Sharky, yeah, that guy. Donut the dog and Max became Barry and Kyle and made these Roblox videos. And also, apparently they run this new channel where they make Roblox videos with AI thumbnails. Also, apparently they can't upload to the main channel because of copyright issues, from what I've heard. And it's funny because the profile picture looks so edgy, and then you remember this is fucking Donut the dog and Max. Now, Little Lizard, I should probably mention, he made those weird Minecraft green screen videos back in the day. He still uploads too, but it's about dragons. Same goes with Tiny Turtle now. And they also sell stuff on the Minecraft Bedrock Marketplace. Which, you know, good for them. Now, there's a lot of stuff I glanced over and omitted because either I forgot to or want to keep this video semi-short or segment because the Dantdm segment is way too damn long. Yeah, I can't even admit to that. But, I mean, they're already well off. They probably already made millions from the Boss Baby, Hello Neighbor, 5 Nights at Freddy videos, and hopefully someday people remember them and hopefully they get their popularity back. Hey, popularity? Like Popularmmos? Oh, let's talk about them now. Hey you, yes you, do you want to join the Cool Kids Club? No, not spelled like that, not spelled like that. Well, you all can like and subscribe to this video right now if you want to see more videos from me. Yeah, I am one of those shameless son of a bitches that promotes my stuff. Also, we have a Patreon now. Thank you all, and I hope you all enjoyed the rest of this video.
Oh my god, he just stole my pod. What fucking...
Alright, I'm gonna keep this segment brief like Stampy's. Not because I didn't watch him. This is because it's gonna get really depressing and stuff. So, this guy behind the channel was named Pat, and he reviewed. What do you think he reviewed? That's right, Club Penguin. Oh, wait, no, I'm not incorrect. It is an MMO. Now, over the years, he had this website where he would review games on. In 2012, he decided to tip his toes into the waters of a different game. And, well, I think we all know what this is gonna be. Now, it's so weird seeing an early version of Minecraft, and the description saying that it's an MMO-like inspired game. When, well, this is Minecraft, the most famous game of all time. Then he started a survival let's play and, oh shit, Animal Farm? 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
Because I have 1 heart now, so that was just retarded.
Wait, they never say that in the book. This is the worst adaptation right next to the Andy Surik version.
Ah! It's John Pork. Sorry, I've just got to take this. Hello, John. How you doing?
Now, he started playing with his girlfriend at the time, Jen. Also, I should probably mention that Pat had a different channel called Dungeon Noob Adventures. Now, he started the whole Crafting Dead series, too. Also, he made a contest who can make the best intro for him. Which, well, we all know who won, but take a look at the other ones. You can see who made them on the bottom right. why that one won. No offense to the other people, of course, but I mean, this one's obviously the best. Now, Pat and Jin started this Lucky Block challenge and this battle challenge, which is, well, you all probably know that that's the most iconic thing. And also, I should probably mention that Pat's most viewed video is that one Minecraft TNT mod. I feel like I have to mention this. And I remember they would go to different places like Dantdm's lab.
You're putting a lot of pressure on me right now.
I apologize.
Or, those things, those potions.
Lucky potion.
The lucky potions, because they're over penis.
Or Freddy Fazbear pizzas. There's also these animations made by someone named Sans Melody, who I thought did something called a Shima Luan and disappeared off the face of the earth. But no, they're still around on Twitter and stuff under a new name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, so it's on screen right now. So good for her. Also, Jen had her own channel which used this intro that was animated by the same guy who did Pat's one. And I have to say, it's nearly strange that nearly all the videos have him fighting Hero Brian. This animation was later replaced by Sans Melody, which... Yeah, I can see why. Also, I should probably mention that Sans Melody was apparently 13 when she made this. That's some real talent right now there. I also remember Pat had these reaction videos with their most viewed being... Can I even show that it's a kid on a toilet with an Iron Man mask? You've probably seen it before, but I'm not gonna risk it at all. I should also mention that Pat and Jen were married by this point. Now, after a couple years and stuff, and a hurricane that happened, I remember that. Then they announced in 2020 that they got a divorce.
We decided to break up.
If both parties are happy, then good for them. Now, Jen is remarried and has a kid now. Now, Pat mined the real unlucky block and is, well, had so many abusive ex-girlfriends, committed tax fraud, and got addicted to drugs, went to court multiple times, is currently in rehab. Which, you know, good for him. I hope he gets sober sometime soon. Wait, how the hell am I meant to connect this to Fgteev?
I'm putting this fire out.
No, Baldy! That's not water!
What?
Now, I know there's already a video on Fgteev, but no offense to the guy who made it, it's not really that good and only covers like the very early history of Fgteev, rather than the later years which he describes as mascot horror schlop. It's a better video on funnel vision and there are other stuff, but hey, at least it's not like Tim Popo and bitches about everything. So before Fgteev, they had a channel called Funnel Vision, which the original account has since been abandoned in favor of this new account because of YouTube demonetizing them. And Skylanders Boy and Girl, which, well, they just played Skylanders and, oh well, I wonder why they abandoned it. Now, when I was younger, I used to watch the Skylander Shorts series on the channel, and the Skylander hunting videos. Oh, they were so amazing, and they would, like, have creative ways to open up the boxes, too. I remember when LEGO Dimensions came out, me and my dad would go LEGO Dimensions hunting, and I remember searching up Fgteev Dad on Reddit, and they compared him to fucking Satan, and this was all before the controversies, which we'll get into in a hot minute. They just genuinely hated him because he was a family channel, which, at this point, this may be shocking to some people, but not all family channels are bad. Not all of them are like reincarnation of Daddy05. There are good ones like Funnel Vision. Now, I started watching Fgteev in 2015 or 14. I remember this one specific video of Chase playing Dr. Panda Restaurant 2, or that one neighbor game. Not that one, the one with the Goomba looking ass. Now, they would use little skits, also would have musical numbers, which makes it even funnier when stuff like this.
Got your key, I got your key. Kick it's me. I'll punch you up in your knee and make you go wee wee.
When you realize that Duddy is from the Bronx. Now, you all gotta remember, they also made Skylander Shorts, which is why there were so many skits in them. And I'm just mostly going to be talking about the stuff from 2016 or earlier and to 18 because that's like what I remember from. I remember there was a video where they tried to play Minecraft, but Michael, this guy right here, the oldest son, was trying to trick his older sister, Lexi, and using an invisible potion, but failed. Also, he also made this very funny looking thumbnail. Shh, you little rascal. And there was another one. It was one where when Chase came around, the second youngest, he and Daddy were playing Minecraft, and they were trying to make a golem to attack them, but they didn't know that spawning golems was different than naturally spawning one golems. And they just played Plants vs. Zombies too for the rest of the video, I think. It was when like the 80s part came out. I remember there was a thunderstorm or something, and they were playing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, the original, and got the berry skin and the Cheetos skin, I think. And their power also went out.
Thank you, oh gods of thunder, who ruined my PVZ video.
And when Who's Your Daddy was huge, Duddy, okay, for a bit of context, so Duddy would dress up as characters for the videos. We'll get into a bit of them later, but he dressed up as a giant baby around that point. And there was a channel called Toy Freaks, which made these weird Elsagate videos. And that caused YouTube to make the COPPA system. And yeah, FGTeev directly called them out.
The blue-haired big old bat baby, he ain't with me because YouTube pretty much said that a character is inappropriate thanks to the YouTube channel Toy Freaks that ruined it for everybody.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay, now let's get into the ones we're all thinking of. The Neighbor and Bendy's ones. This is how I came across Hello Neighbor and Bendy. I think it was that or either Dantdm, but they really milked them. Well, I can talk about Jacksepticeye tried to call him out on it.
Ah, is that a reference to the Family Gaming TV YouTube channel? Because they've done about 700,000 episodes of Hello Neighbor, and then stopped doing episodes of Hello Neighbor because there was nothing else to do, but then did other games, but then put Hello Neighbor in all the titles and thumbnails because it got views. That YouTube channel?
I really enjoyed them, even if they were contributing to the mascot horror being seen for kids. But But now I remember when they started putting Bendy and the Neighbor and later Freddy Fazbear in different videos. Like there was this one where Chase and Michael were playing Goosebumps, Night of Scares. They had like a stop motion Freddy Fazbear in it. And that's actually cool instead of the weird JPEGs they would normally use. Also, speaking of stop motion, you know FGTeev had another channel called Brick and Betty where they made Lego stop motions. I want to bring this up because this is going to be one example of the weird one-off channels that they made, and be happy that this channel still is up. The other one isn't. Also, they had this Bendy and Hello Neighbor arc, and they called the neighbor Mart, which I think the neighbor actually like has a real name now. I'm not sure. I haven't paid attention to the games in like years now. But in my head, he's always known as Mart. Man, they named that because he got stuck into a wall. I remember that. Now, Bendy and the Neighbor had a multi-video story arc where they fought each other. So there was a pilot that was done in Gary's mod, which Bendy warned FGTeev about how there's eviler versions of him in his place, and he has to kill them. Also, I like the little attention to detail they put into Bendy jumping into the ball pit and the ball's actually like going up. That's real effort. So in the first episode, it was like an 8-minute recap about how Mart goes to the Krusty Krab with his friend Plankton to steal the secret formula. Then he goes there and the Krusty Krab is selling ink-flavored Krabby Patties, and the neighbor gets really pissed and has to do the secret handshake and punches Bendy. Then this happens.
No choice! Tell me, where is it? I'm not joking around! Tell me! Mother of...
Now eventually they do let the neighbor into Mr. Krabs' office where they open a secret trap door and send him to the place where Chica at the end of the video. Episode 2 is a death match run and is actually a normal Let's Play. And it's funny, I played on that map, and on the map, SpongeBob has a penis on there. You might be wondering, what does it look like in the video? Well, they censored it. And this is how it ends.
How do I get out of this place? I'm feeling kinda woozy. What? Whoa! That was weird.
Now the second to last video has Duddy telling them another story about how Bendy and the neighbor were fighting until this George Washington looking dude showed up which they used whenever they were playing Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. It reveals that Bendy is mad at the neighbor because the neighbor stole Bendy's cat. And they start going on a montage of stuff like the neighbor did to the cat like a mile off with the amazing frog in a staring contest. And eventually ends with them possibly ending it in the next one. And in the next one, it parodies Totally Accurate Battle Simulators. Also, you notice Mike wearing that weird emo-looking kid? Yeah, that's going to be relevant in a hot minute. And it ends with the cat being split in half. Now, they did a lot of stuff involving games, of course. You got the famous Granny and Granny's House, Don't Wanna Stay. They made so many music videos I don't think I can play because, well, copyright. You know, I always wonder what program they used for those 3D models. I always assumed it was Gary's mod. I also remember being terrified of their Bendy and the Ink Machine, where they played it at 3 a.m. And it's like done in night vision. I think they did something similar with the game Finding Bigfoot. No, I don't think they did. They did with like a Roblox game or something. Do you all remember Finding Bigfoot, that game? Yeah. Now, they did have some Minecraft roleplay series like Adventure Block. It was about some weird pink blob thing. And also that one that took place at a dollar store with a banana person. And there was like another Minecraft one that scared me. It was like Halloween, and like they said that there was only 2 people there, and like there was like actually a third player that if you look far enough you can actually see it's someone else playing on the computer who's just hiding off screen. Now, you'll want to get into the really obscure stuff. Well, Fgteev had a show in 2016, and look at this.
Come say hi, little dude.
Come on, Max. Come here, Max.
Hey guys, nice to meet you.
Max, is there anything that you want to say to the viewer?
Yeah, he's from an Fgteev show called Max and Midnight. This show is so incredibly rare that at least 2 episodes are lost. And it used to be on Amazon Prime before they took it down, which makes me wonder, how did this thing even get made? I remember the animations looking really cheap and stuff, and your generic Spy Kid Perry the Platypus thing. See that generic looking kid right there? That's Max. He also had a dog too. It was like his sidekick. And the emo kid who lived across the street, he had a cat. Yeah, he was the main bad guy. And like the whole thing about how the Fgteev family couldn't learn about his true identity or something and bad stuff would happen. I only remember it because I was revisiting their old videos and made a video on Draw an Epic Stickman. And like they made it using Max and Midnight. But this channel was taken down. Now, doing research, I found out it was made by someone named Todd Grossman, and he's previously worked on movies like John Wick and Mad Max and the Weezer movie, which I didn't even know they had a movie, which makes me even more confused how this show was even made and how Fgteev were involved with it at all. And I remember in the show there was like an episode centered around Slither.io, a Minecraft mirror maze, and this baddie was like the Carl of the show. And out of the 12 episodes that were made, 3 are like completely lost, and 4 that's kind of found, because we've had someone reacting to it. And also found some kid reacting to every video, which I'll link in the description, so yeah, y'all can give it a watch. Please, Lost Media Hunters, I need this found ASAP. Now, I stopped watching Fgteev in like 2019 or 20 because I just grew out of him. But nowadays, I've heard of him even more now. I hope it's for something good. Oh, he's a Christian now. Good for him.
If you believe in God and you believe that God is using me, go out and vote Trump 2024. And let's do this for the kingdom of God. Let's do this for the people that aren't in the kingdom of God. And let's go.
Oh, he's gone weirdly right-wing, which I don't really get why he got so political now. Even back in the day, he like would make fun of both sides, and so just the last time mentioning him. Also, he was like deleting clips on his channel, like this clip right here.
No more. Just kidding.
Also, I really can't believe I forgot to mention this, but he was also bullied for years for having deformed ears, which, if you are doing that, then you're a dick if you go bully someone because of their deformity. Yeah, time to go back to the original recording. Which, I think it's stupid that he was deleting it. It was fine for nearly 10 years, but yeah, I don't really want to talk about this anymore. Like, he cannot make, like, he can say, oh, I'm not gonna make those jokes anymore, and people would be fine for it. But yeah, my goat's washed. Now, who will I get into next? Oh.
Hey, guess what? Guess what?
What?
Oh, well, I got a little guy here. He's... Dale! Cat! Oh, well, hey, Cat. I get that you're trying to ruin it, but, hey, Cat. Yeah, I love you too. We got a guy here. We got a little guy here. He said he's a famous YouTuber. Yeah, wants to be a part of it. He should come out any moment now. Cat. Yeah, there he is.
Hey, no,
What?
get that guy out of there.
No,
Get that guy
no,
out of there.
no,
That guy's a pedophile. Get
He's
him
a
that
what
guy.
now? He's a what now? Okay, before I start this segment, I can't believe I have to say this, but I feel like y'all should know better, but please do not harass anyone mentioned this segment, or anyone in this whole video. Like I say, doing this does not make you any better than the people who I criticize, good or bad. And also, most of the segments are going to be brief. If you want to know more, I recommend watching people who make longer form videos on these topics because, well, I don't really like talking about this topic because, well, you all can guess what this topic is about. Okay, let's begin with Line Maker, someone who I used to watch. From my memory, he did those hide-and-seek stuff, and he was like Stampy with his Survival Madness series. This is probably one of the most disturbing videos I've ever seen, as you know what's happening behind the scenes. And this is one of his friends recording, who I don't think it knew anything about it. I think she was underage too. And I don't know if she was ever a victim of him. I hope not. It's crazy to think that Line Maker's where all the stereotypes mostly come from because, well, he preyed on young kids and then uploaded explicit photos of one of his underage co-stars to Twitter before saying he was hacked, and then even groomed even more children, which, fuck him. Oh god, I don't even want to know how many people we don't know that he are victims of. And he was spotted as recently as 2023 on some random Discord server. Yeah. Alright, let's get to the other one. Now, Skydoesminecraft is another screwed up one. Now, I don't really have a really good memory of him that much. I think I did watch his Cops and Robbers videos, but I always get him mixed up with Sunday and Captain Sparkle in my head. Now, Sky had this company called Sky Media, or a team called Team Crafted, one of those two. And on the company, there was Beijing Canadian, that one Pokemon and Chewbacca looking dude. And the profile for them look hilarious. They're like, ugh! And despite being a Let's Play group, they had animators on it, like Blue Monkey and Weed Lion. Weed Lion left in 2014 and hasn't been heard from since, so he basically did a Shima and deleted his channel. Now, Sky was an awful boss. Like, this is one of the worst things he's done. He apparently heard about how one of his employees was talking to an underage girl, and rather than, I don't know, marking him for investigation, giving a tip, or asking him what he was doing would have been at least the bare minimum, but rather, he told people to mind their own damn business. Now, of course, his personal life, well, of course, he abused his damn wife, yeah. And he was also on drugs, but even when sober, he was still awful. He sent lewd pictures of himself to people that he didn't even know the age of, threatened to kill Ant Venom, and he was also just a manipulative bastard anyways. I think he recently came back or something, which I would say good to him, but no, this guy is fucking terrible. It's one thing if a guy said the N-word like a couple years ago, but the shit he's done is like completely unforgettable. Yeah, let's talk about the other guy. Jinbop. Now, you know who I was talking about earlier with Sky and how he was apparently heard that one of his employees was messaging an underage girl? Well, this is him. And what's funny is that he like made a video saying about how he's going to prison and reading your hate comments and some shit. And he was sentenced to prison. And apparently while he was in prison, he would tell people that it was consensual and legal, and but he was talking to a fucking like 15 or 16-year-old while he was like in his late 20s. Yeah, this guy's also out now. Apparently they found him on Twitter, which I'm not sure if that's him or not. Just take this with a grain of salt. Also, it's funny that he was like apparently really popular back in the day, but some of his videos don't even have over 1,000 views. Tobuscus, or Toby Turner. Yeah, I really don't remember this guy, but I do remember his fucking, can I swing my sword, sword, and his one Plants vs. Zombies video where he like, is it the one where he goes back in time and quotes the Independence Day speech at the end? I think that was him, I'm not too sure. He went crazy after a fucking toy ruined his life, as he was accused by an ex-girlfriend of sexual assault, which has never been proven or denied. But he was on drugs at the time, and yeah, I think he's since relapsed because now he's just fucking crazy. Like, I'm talking about he says the N-word as a tweet, quoting fucking Hitler, and just makes AI stuff now. Maybe it was a good thing you really didn't watch him, other than the Annoying Orange TV show. He fell off harder than fucking, Sly Foxhound. But hey, at least Sly Foxhound isn't a fucking neo-Nazi Hitler blood. Also, I should probably mention that Toby was in that awful Smiley movie with cat lover Shane, and in an episode of American Dad during his peak. I really don't want to talk about these people anymore, so let's go and talk about good people now. So this is more like an honorable mentions, but here we go. I've already mentioned I used to watch Hobby Kids, and also there's another person who I used to watch called Ethan Gaming TV who met Dantdm that one time. Originally this segment wasn't going to be entirely about him, but honestly no offense, but I don't really think there's much to talk about him. Then what is the song that he used for his intro? Also, I watched some people named Onyx Kids, which I've already mentioned within my last video. And yeah, there's really not much. But there is this one guy named Mango Tango who I wasn't really sure to put them in the bad people or good people thing because, well, I really wouldn't say he's a good person because he's done weird stuff like adding breast to Peanuts characters and making videos on Five Nights at Animes and marketing for kids when Five Nights at Animes is some smut furry FNAF parody game. But I really wouldn't say he's a bad person because nowadays he just goes to different countries and I think he's bettered himself. Now let's get into the epilogue. Now over time you get into phase out of the old people who you used to watch and watch new people who fit your new interests. And then you watch the people who you were inspired by. And then they take their interests too. Then you get to the point where you start ripping them off. However, you can forever thank the old people who you used to watch, except for the bad ones of course, but however, there are also two other people who probably deserve the video of their own, that being Coulter35 and the Annoying Orange. Until then, thank you all for watching and have a good day.
My dog is a rock climbing fool. He likes to go rock climbing after school. He doesn't wear a helmet or even a pair of gloves. But rock climbing's what he loves. But rock climbing's what he loves. My